Brooklyn Independent Television.
Hi, and welcome to this episode of Brooklyn Review. I'm your host, Lauren Muraski. There's little question that the economic downturn has had a negative impact on real estate just about everywhere, and Brooklyn is no exception. The construction frenzy has created a surplus of condominiums and luxury rentals, and the building isn't over yet. But are people moving in? As Sherry Carabin tells us, the answer to that question depends on the type of housing and where it's located.
The signs are clear. Williamsburg's waterfront condominiums are on the market. But is anyone buying? Over at Northside Piers, Scott Avram, Senior Project Manager for Toll Brothers City Living, says the answer is a resounding yes.
The first tower is 180 apartments. It was started in 2006, 2007. Right now we're about 80% sold, 80% occupied.
Sales at the second tower of Northside Piers aren't too shabby either. It won't even be ready for occupancy until the spring of 2010, and it's already about 25% sold.
Just the small details everywhere and how things are finished. I think a lot of people really react well when they come in here and actually see what we've done.
Just a stone's throw away at North 6th Street and Kent Avenue sits Williamsburgs Edge. Realtors there say sales are actually exceeding their expectations right now.
We are nearing completion. We are expecting to start closings in the first quarter of 2010. We are almost 30% sold out right now, and we've only been on the market for about 16 to 18 months. We did go through a slow period after the Lehman Brothers collapse. However, we have picked up dramatically over the past couple months.
But according to Christine Blackburn, Senior Vice President at Prudential Douglas Elliman Real Estate's Barack Blackburn Group, things aren't going quite as well in downtown Brooklyn, at least not when it comes to condominiums.
The Torrent, I believe, is about 50% sold. I know that, Oro has struggled. I think now they came out with reduced prices recently, so we'll see what happens with that. That hasn't been tested yet because they just reduced all the prices.
Fort Green's Forte also had more than its share of problems, but now things appear to have turned around.
I know that Claret had some difficulties in getting their financial partner to agree to the prices they wanted to sell for, which were lower. And they gave the property back to the bank, and the bank came out with new prices, which are probably around $150 a foot less than what they were asking before, and that's low. And I know agents have called and haven't been able to even get through to the sales office there because they've just been inundated with calls.
On the other hand, Blackburn says rentals in downtown Brooklyn appear to be doing well.
I actually met with the developers, the project manager at Avalon Bay. They've rented over 133 units. That was 2 weeks ago, which is nearly, I think, a quarter of the units in that, and that's amazing. I think rentals are going to do better than sales in downtown Brooklyn for now.
But what about Williamsburg's luxury rental market? How does that compare to downtown Brooklyn?
Williamsburg has not had its Avalon open. They haven't had their big building open yet. So I don't know what will happen when they open. I think there's more demand to live in Williamsburg and there's not as much inventory. I think if a building opened here, if you had two buildings, same buildings, one in downtown Brooklyn and one in Williamsburg, both priced right, the Williamsburg one would probably have more renters knocking on the door.
So why are sales doing better at Williamsburgs Edge and Northside Piers? Certainly the prices aren't cheap. Both range from the high $300,000s for studios to as much as $3 million for the most expensive units.
This particular apartment is priced right around $1.2 million. We have it starting on the 7th floor for $1.140 million.
The higher the floor, the more money you'll pay?
Yes, it increases by $10,000 per floor.
Both buildings do offer buyers a wide range of amenities.
There is a fitness center, massage room, media room, residence lounge, yoga rooms. We also have coming online soon with Tower 2, we have a large pool with a sun deck looking out into the city as well.
We have the largest amenities package in New York City, including an indoor-outdoor pool with a 5,000 square foot terrace outside of the pool with New York City skyline views. We also have jacuzzi, sauna, Turkish steam bath, indoor basketball court, screening rooms.
While there may be many reasons to choose to buy an apartment in one of these two condominium complexes, Blackburn Coburn believes the secret to their success may lie in the neighborhood itself.
Williamsburg was more organically grown. There's more neighborhood infrastructure, there's more services, there's more restaurants and shops, and that means there's more people that want to live here and just more buyers. We always have the best traffic at our Williamsburg open houses. Downtown Brooklyn is kind of like Long Island City, where you just built the apartments and then people came.
If you're going to move to Williamsburg, most people want to live on the waterfront. If you're going to move to Williamsburg, you want to live in a building that has all the services that you can imagine.
When all is said and done, both complexes will have a total of 3 towers. As for how sales will go in the future,
I don't know what will happen as far as how many units may turn rental and then they'll sell at a later date, or how many will become rent to own. I think within 5 years, everything will be sold.
For Brooklyn Review, I'm Sherry Carabin.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.